Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast That Wouldn't Die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool would give up a chance for a 30% discount.
Airport, 1975, an all-new motion picture inspired by the film Airport, based on the novel by Arthur Haley. A dramatic new story with a cast of the screen's greatest names. Charlton Heston.
Damn! Brake pressure's dropping.
Karen Black.
I'm scared.
George Kennedy.
My wife and son are up there in that airplane. I'm going to Salt Lake City.
Gloria Swanson.
The hell with the jewelry. Let's put my book in here.
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. Susan Clark. Comedian Sid Caesar, Myrna Loy, Linda Blair, and award-winning singer Helen Reddy as Sister Ruth.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast That Wouldn't Die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
How do?
This week on the podcast That Wouldn't Die, we discuss the tragedy of the cinema, Airport 1975, the sequel to the critically acclaimed, I'm not sure it was critically acclaimed, original movie Airport. All the Airport movies were forgotten, by the way. The moment Airplane came out in like 82 or whatever it was,
People
that was
forgot. You
They're-
forget your history, babies.
They forgot. 100%. Anyway, each week on the podcast That Wouldn't Die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genre with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest with you?
Dude, just came back from Cruel World. The cruelest yet. Fabulous.
Cruel Summer?
Cruel Summer. Amy Mann till Tuesday. I saw Garbage. They sounded great. Actually, everybody sounded great. The Go-Go's complete
Ooh.
reunion with
Cool.
all original members. Everybody. New Order, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, OMD, Devo, I mean, The Cult, Stereo MC. I've been listening to Stereo MC like forever, and I didn't even get to see them play. I could just hear their big song in the background. So we were deep diving on that today, but
That's
I
good
mean,
stuff.
honestly, the buzz call, everybody and everyone, and I'm missing people already.
Now, here's my question. Was it truly Till Tuesday, or was it just Amy Mann?
It is Amy Mann's original lineup band.
Okay.
Complete.
Now, can you name a second hit from Till Tuesday?
No, but they sounded great. They did a Cars cover. She didn't do any solo biz.
Okay. So it's kind of a callback to the 80s rather than kind of her folksy.
Dude,
know,
but I love
Magnolia.
her Magnolia soundtrack. She was like haunting. And she does not look as terrifying as she did in later years.
I've said it 1,000 times. It's like the idea of a music concert. What is it? Not a music concert, but a music
A
festival.
Festival is
A
what
festival. Sounds both amazing and horrible, all rolled into one.
No, this one is very chill.
Okay.
It does kind of score older or whatever the word is, but there was a lot of young people there, and I was in VIP, so there was plenty of places. Especially, it wasn't until a lot of people didn't show up till like after 7:00.
Oh, for real?
So yeah, this thing opened at 11:30. So
But was it hot
plenty
out? Is my question to you.
No,
It was fine.
it was
comfortable?
Saturday. It was deep fog and it rained.
Nice. I can deal with that.
Yeah, I had my poncho And then, but it wasn't like a soak. So my poncho came off. I had my blanket. So there are places to sit. So you could get as close as you want, or you could hang back and just relax. And
Not
it was
bad.
it was very chill. 3 stages, and then they had like a DJ, Club Doom. And I was walking to go get a craft beer because there's only one place where you can get a craft beer. And I hear this mix of Pink Elephants on Parade, and I was like, "What is
From
that?"
Dumbo?
Yes, there's a DJ mix of Pink Elephants on Parade. Here they. I was like, "What the hell?" So I followed. This is the first time I went to Club Doom, the DJ mix club. I was like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah!"
Okay, fair enough.
It was
Who'd
the
you go with?
craziest thing. I went with my friend Linda.
Oh, your old school friend from way back in the day. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I met her when I was 18.
Beauty. We were talking about something else before the show began. Was it the eyebrow lifts?
Dude,
that what it was?
yeah. I want to have an arched brow. Most of the time, I sit with my 10-time magnification mirror and pluck all my eyebrows out accidentally, trying to get a clean line.
Hi, it's hopeless. It's
So
hopeless.
I either end up with like a straight line, like a very thin Groucho Marx, but I would love to have like an arch.
Kind of we said a kind of a diabolical kind of thing we're going on there, where you walk in the room and
No,
you look like you're up to something. Is that what you're saying?
I want to look like old Hollywood judgy without having to shave my eyebrows and then drawing them in.
I've often said that eyebrows are something I do not care about at all unless you mess them up. Because then I'm going to notice and my eyes are going to be magnetically drawn to them every time we're face to face. And it's the
You
worst.
We're all about the sister wives here in the Doherty family.
Okay.
And so a lot of those women went in for some bad tattoos. Suddenly they had regular eyebrows. Now they got a little bit of money. Now all of a sudden they have these block eyebrows. They're like a sperm. There's like the head and the phalange.
Right.
You're like, who told them that was good? And now they're effing stuck with this?
Honestly, I would. Speaking as a guy, I don't care about fingernail polish. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about how beautiful your fingernails. Now I get it. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for your own beautification, and that's fine. Eyebrows, I'd rather you just leave them alone. Even if they look like Abe Vigoda's, it's better than some of the shit that I've seen in my day. That's all I'm
You
saying.
talking about women or men? What about men with the unibrow?
I'm talking
You
about
got to get that. You got to knock that out, right? You
I'm
can't let
talking
that
about women
stand.
specifically. Now, my wife constantly will come up to me and say, "We need to trim your eyebrows," and I'm like, "Disagree.
Are you
My
Andy
attitude is-
Rooney? What the? Why do you have eyebrows? I mean, I know I have the Doherty eyebrows. I have Andy Rooney eyebrows.
Right,
I
where they're
have
long.
to trim them.
Where they're
I
long.
can't. At first, I would just pull out the ones that were very long, but then I realized they're all very long, so I could just snatch them all off and
Right,
just
you can't
draw
do that.
questionable eyebrows
Right.
in. I'm not really a master at that, so I literally have to comb them up and cut them.
That's what my wife does for me because I could not
Well,
be bothered.
That's the
She's
beauty
lucky
of
I
being
do my
married.
nose hairs. I try to get the nose hairs taken care of.
Blah,
Eyebrows, I
You
can't be
go to
bothered.
the salon and get that shit waxed.
Yeah,
You
that's
put
what
that
I'm
hot
gonna
wax up there. I've had it done. They put this hot pink wax up there, and then they put a popsicle stick in both noses. Yes,
do. And just rip it right out.
and it's not the feeling you think. It's literally like someone comes and slaps you on the
Right.
end of your nose. It's like getting popped in the nose.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I make no mistake. I had an ex-girlfriend who tried to wax my back. You want to talk about torture chamber?
I believe you had a sister that tried to wax your back, and then you had the same sister who tried to nair your back until you got a chemical burn.
There was a sister who shall remain nameless, but she co-hosts this podcast with me, who attempted to nair my back, and I got chemical burns, 100%.
Yeah.
So now I'm
100%.
just like, look, I'm part Sasquatch, I'm part gorilla. Deal with it, okay? My hair has migrated.
Gargantua.
It's Attack of the Gargantua. My hair has migrated from my head to my back, and I'm cool with it. I'm going to be 50 this
Perfect.
year. I could not give a good goddamn. Okay? Thank you very much.
I theorize that's why men have a lot of mouth facial hair as they get older, because it's just a cover for the nose hair that is now growing down, and we're calling it a mustache or a beard.
It's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. I can't be if like I have students, particularly rambunctious students, who will say, "Mr. Doherty, why don't you just shave your head?" I'm like, "Look at my face. If I'm not going to spend that much time shaving my face, you think I'm going to shave the back of my head? Guess again. Guess again. Not doing it." So,
Well, you still have a fair amount. I'm always confused by people who literally have a 2x4-inch strip on the back and they're hanging on to that.
right.
What is
that'll
that?
be
In case
me.
you want to grow it and comb it forward?
Make no mistake, that will be me at some point. So,
Well, you can grow your back hair and have that cascade over.
there was a time I was like, can a doctor go in and transplant it?
Yes.
But then your hair is like kind of pubic-y, and you don't want that. You don't want pubic hair on your head.
That's why they don't transplant your pubic hair to your forehead.
There's a reason. There is a reason.
There's a reason.
Anywho, good Lord, we've got off the rails. We're 10 minutes in. We have not talked about this movie at all.
I don't even remember what the movie is. What is it?
Give us your 30-second synopsis of Airport 1975.
All right. Airport 75.
1975.
Wow. Airport 2025. That'll be the next one. They're going to bring this shit back. It's Final Destination, Airport 75. So basically, there's an airplane full of people of various illnesses and nuns. Because if it was just regular folk, you wouldn't care if they all died in a plane crash.
But I still didn't care.
They still didn't really care. So an airplane runs into another airplane, and people got sucked out of the hole. And the next thing you know, Charlton Heston is climbing down on a wire into a plane, saves the day. The end.
We didn't even talk about this. Look at this lineup, people about my age, or maybe a little older, frankly. You got Charlton Heston.
Yes.
You got Karen Black. Okay.
Yes.
They dug up Myrna Loy. She's in there doing her thing. They got Sid Caesar, who had a bit of a renaissance.
Gloria motherfucking Swanson
playing herself, which is interesting. If you're Myrna Loy, aren't you like, can't I play myself? Why does she get to play herself and I'm over here playing alcoholic old woman in the back? Right?
I want what was it? A Harvey? No, not Harvey. It was
Harvey Weinberger.
No, it wasn't a Harvey Weinberger.
No. It was a oh crap. You derailed me.
What is it? The beer with the shot.
Yes, it's a Boilermaker.
Boilermaker.
That's what it was. Yeah, she was pounding those. Sid Caesar, who had a bit of a renaissance in the 70s thanks to the Grease movies, right? He was doing his thing. Norman Fell, Mr. Roper, before
you
Mr.
had
Roper.
Jerry Stiller.
And
the father from Mork and Mindy.
Yes.
You have Linda Blair.
Which I had totally forgotten. Linda Blair was the little girl who needed a kidney transplant. Eric Estrada. Estrada.
Who was there? Was he the co-pilot who got sucked out the window?
He was the navigator he was dead after the thing. But we didn't even talk about this.
Shut your mouth. He was the one Spanish dude, basically.
Julio the navigator, yes. Every male in this movie who interacts with the stewardesses are the most misogynist bastards, including the male steward was throwing kind of some shit at him. If you count, how many times do you think somebody calls Karen Black honey or baby over the course of this movie?
Yeah.
I'm asking a question. How many times do you think?
25 times.
2 million times. 2 million times. When she's taken, trying to fly the goddamn plane, okay? Because Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. is bleeding out in the back room. These are deep pulls, by the way.
He had the eyes of Laura Mars. But his daughter, Stephanie Zimbalist, came to fame in, the 80s and 90s on TV.
Correct. No one under the age of 60 knows who the hell Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. is, but
No.
he was a moderate star back in the day.
That
Anyway,
was a good poll because I kept thinking that guy kind of looks familiar. I feel like I know this person's name, but then you said it. I would have never come up with it though.
and of course we've forgotten the singing nun Helen Reddy, who
Oh
sings.
my God, was that Angel Baby? You're a special lady living in a world of make believe.
Maybe. I always say the only song I know from Helen Reddy is I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. But she was also in Pete's Dragon. Again,
Yes.
Helen Reddy was doing some shit in the 70s as well. So
Yeah.
this movie is cray. It is packed full of people you may or may not recognize.
There's
But
no equivalent now. This is a thing of the 70s and early 80s where they just throw every kind of celebrity from a previous era into a single film. They just don't do that anymore.
Correct. So this is especially important because in the 70s was chock full of these disaster films, right? So
I
you
Googled it. I'm like, what was about the 70s that we were all gonna fucking die? I'm like, is it PTSD from Vietnam? Were there, I know like during the 70s there was a lot of hijackings. I'm like, what is the basis for Irwin Allen? Why does Irwin Allen exist in my world during the 70s?
And this isn't even an Irwin Allen film.
He gave me no answer.
What it was, if I don't know which came first, but it was Airport with Dean Martin was around 1970 thereabouts. But then you
Yes.
also had the Poseidon Adventure. You had the Towering
Love the
Inferno.
Poseidon Adventure. I don't think I've seen the Towering Inferno in 100 years.
Oh, Towering Inferno had Steve McQueen and Paul Newman, who are both huge stars at
Yeah.
this time. This is Charlton Heston when he's already deep in the, well, how many more Planet of the Apes movies can I be in? Right?
He's ready to break free.
Orson Welles is not Orson Welles anymore, right? He's not calling him to say, how about another touch of evil? To be even
my
more
God.
touching, right?
Because the Touch of Evil is crap. So, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. It's like...
But Charlton Heston playing the Mexican sheriff. Just
Correct.
put more bronzer. More bronzer.
That's all you need.
Now.
He's a very
He's got a
talented
little
man.
spice to him. Yeah.
He did, one of the 70s struck midnight. When he was in there, he was Planet of the Apes, he was Soylent Green, he was the Omega Man, he was
Yeah.
Airport 1975, which fits right in with these other
Perfect.
movies. You know what I'm saying? It is
I
crazy.
mean, he was good at it. I have to say, for something so schlocky, he was good. He was
He's
good.
not-
Quite frankly, I thought Karen Black did one of her more understated roles here.
This is what's funny about Karen Black.
He wasn't like
is-
running around screaming, bouncing off the walls like I thought she was going to.
No, but at the same time, they made her out to be wildly incompetent because guess what? She didn't know how to fly a frickin' 747.
How about
Right?
that?
Like, you bumbling idiot. At one point, Charlton Heston is flying one plane while telling her how to fly another. Right? he can multitask, and he yells at her. He's all, "God damn it, honey, grab that yoke," or he said some shit like along those lines. He was not very patient.
Yeah.
George Kennedy, who we didn't even mention, like had to tap him on the shoulder and go, "Hey, Chuck, reel it back, okay? She's a stewardess that we're asking to fly a goddamn 747, and his wife and child
It's
are on the
on
flight."
the motherfucking plane, yeah.
And you know who played his wife? George
wait a
Kennedy's
minute.
wife in the movie?
No.
Her name is Susan Clark, which would mean nothing to anybody except that she was the mom on Webster. Okay?
No.
And she was the hooker in Porky's. So it's that was her big
That's
claim.
quite a wide range. A wide
telling
range. But she did not look familiar at all. And that kid was way too fucking perky. But really, Jerry
Right.
Stiller is the star of this show.
Well, because he passes out and sleeps through the entire disaster.
Dude,
Essentially.
that's the dream. I would have tried to do that. I would have like snuck over during the disaster, gotten one more drink, and then just tried to go to my happy place.
100%. So you'd never seen this before, is that correct?
I don't think so.
I want to say a year ago, I was like, because I've been kind of interested. I'm like, I kind of want to see what these movies are about. And there were 4 of these goddamn things. 3 of them are on Netflix. 3 of them. So I was like, one weekend, I just pounded them out. Yeah, Dean Martin in the first one. George Kennedy is the only character who's in all 4 of the movies.
Maybe he's the string that causes the disaster. Maybe they should reflect on that.
He might as well be. But what's crazy is after you watch, especially Airport, the first one, and then Airport 1975, that airplane lifted liberally from all these movies. Sometimes direct dialogue was taken. And
because it's ridiculous. It's
so
so melodramatic.
100%. 100%. Sweet Jesus.
So do you pick this because it was the weirdest of the 3 or because it was the best?
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Am I right? No, I mean, this one, because I'm trying to remember. Airport did not have that many kind of cameos, if I'm remembering it correctly. You had Dean Martin. There were a few others kind of sprinkled in there. Like I said, George Kennedy was in that one as well. This one, they were like, calling all cars, right? Anybody who's available in the 15-minute radius, drive on down here. We'll throw you in the back. And at one point, I think they said, like, they asked Joan Crawford to be the Gloria Swanson character, and she turned it down.
I mean, Gloria Swanson didn't even need to be on this because she's got almost 0 airtime anyway.
First movie in 20 years.
Yeah.
First movie in 20 years, and her last movie. Gloria Swanson. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Because you have to remember, she was only like 42 in Sunset Boulevard.
Correct.
Where they're trying to like this. She's so decrepit and old.
No, because she didn't look particularly old in this one.
No,
I mean, she didn't look. I mean, you expected. Honestly, Myrna Loy looked much older than Gloria Swanson, and maybe she is. Who's to say?
Yeah, who's to say? But quite frankly, I loved Myrna Loy. She's the one from all the Thin Men films. Those are from the 1930s, for God's sake.
So maybe that explains it. But that's the thing. I think Myrna Loy probably should have been. But Gloria Swanson, I mean, I don't know. Who's to say? These are all deep pulls for people who are younger than 60. So who's to say what's going on?
Well, some people enjoy the cinema.
So I've heard. But those people are not watching Airport 1975. Let's be truthful here. Sweet Lord.
I went on a tour of Paramount Studios on Friday, and everyone either said they were really into Star Trek or old Hollywood. They brought us neither. So,
and did they say did you visit the Airport 1975 set?
I should have
asked.
I should have asked the 22-year-old tour guide if he even knew what I was talking about.
If he even knew. Karen Black's eyes are still crazy as hell. She is cross-eyed.
Not as crazy in this one.
They look pretty nuts.
It tampered it down. I thought she looked pretty good. I really was expecting Trilogy of Terror, Karen Black, to be bouncing around.
Well, and here's the other thing. Charlton Heston looks at least 40 years older than her. Am I right?
Yeah, but she's a stewardess. It's a familiar trope. She's a stewardess. He's an executive on the for the airline. He's stooping her. And she's complaining that that's all he wants. How original.
Well, she said it's literally been, she says it's been 6 years. Yeah. 6 years of being a one-night stand. And she's sick of it after 6 years. And he's like, baby, what are you talking? We can talk about this. We don't need to talk about this right now.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. I gotta catch this flight.
She's the Annie Portner storm. That's what that is.
I mean, clearly. And as she's walking up, she's hit on Ephraim Zimbalist, the pilot, to his credit, does not. But Eric Estrada in full Poncherello mode is
I am so angry that I did not pick up on that. That
Yeah.
was Ponch, dude.
It was goddamn Ponch. And he, like, literally was, they kept saying he's married with children, but does not give a. He's down. He's like, look,
He's
I'm
down
the
to clown.
navigator. I'm going to
Yeah.
do my thing. The navigators. That's how we roll. Sweet
Dude.
Jesus.
I have to wonder, do they have like 25 people still required to fly the planes these days? There were
I
so
don't know.
many people in there.
Because you got the pilot, the co-pilot, and the navigator. So I mean, that's what they did in an airplane. I have no idea. They never say, hey, Kev, you want to check out the cockpit? I mean, who knows what's going on in there? Could be a freak show for all we know.
It's true. Back in the old days, just let you on up those stairs, say, hey, what's
That's
up,
right.
Kev?
Well, and they'd give you the little like pin-on like wings. Oh, here, Billy, you can have these wings that you can clip onto your t-shirt. That never happened to me. I kept waiting for the stewardess to say, hey, you want to go up and check out the... Never happened. Very upsetting.
I was, a matter of fact, was offered a pair of the wings, but I was never offered to go, let's go sit on the captain's lap. That was never that was never an option.
Graves. Right. You like gladiator movies? Anyway, okay, so everybody, everyone's getting on the flight. It's a flight from Washington, D.C. to L.A. They're filing everybody in there. Charlton Heston is, I guess, the boyfriend, but who's to say? The booty call. And
I have to say that they haven't had the exclusive conversation yet.
Well, she's upset. He's like, she was like, hey, can we talk about this? He's like, I got 30 minutes, baby, if you know what I mean. And she's like, no, I want to talk. He's like, well, then I don't have time for that shit. I ain't got time for no talking. What you talking about, lady?
He's amazing.
So, here's the curse. I mean, people from back in the day, the curse of 4K high def is you see Charlton Heston's grizzled yellow teeth, and they keep zooming in like he just finished eating corn on the cob or something. It's a nightmare. It is a goddamn nightmare. It's not. Look, he did what he could do, with the dental hygiene of the time, of the era. But now we're zooming right in his open craw. It's a horror story. Anyway. Sweet Jesus. And they bring in Linda Blair, hot off, and she barely has a character. She's barely a character. She's just like a body, right? Like, how old is she? 12 in this? 13?
Before or after The Exorcist? This is after, right?
This is after. This is after The Exorcist.
I want to say she's 14.
Something like that. But they bring her in. They basically make her lay down on the couch. Because this is one of those double-decker, like, 747s.
How come my airline doesn't have couches?
Right? Where I've never been on a plane. You see this in movies all the time, where there's like a spiral staircase that you can go up to the second level or go up to the cockpit. I've never been on a plane like that. I mean, I'm assuming they exist, but I'm usually in the back with the cattle at that stage of the game.
For sure. She was 15.
She was 15, but they still kind of made her look like she was 12. And they kind of strap her, lay down on the couch, little girl getting the kidney transplant, and they put her guitar on there.
And her character's name was Linda.
Was it really?
Yes.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
It makes it easy to remember.
And then the two nuns, there's the old withered nun, and then the youngish nun, played by Helen Reddy, who's like, oh, there's a guitar, there's a little girl. I'm going to go sing the number 1 single from my new album, which is the shittiest song. I'm sorry. That is the worst.
I literally thought it was the crazy singing nun. The French singing nun. Now you tell me it was Helen Reddy.
It's Helen goddamn Reddy. And she didn't sing I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. That would have been inappropriate for this situation. But she sings something like, it was called like Best Friend or something. My best friend is me. Or something along those lines. It was the shittiest song with the worst message.
100% that sounds like trash.
It was goddamn trash. The good thing is, when the shit goes down, we basically don't hear from the people in the in the plane anymore. Like if you're not a pilot, you're not a stewardess, you're not Charlton Heston radioing in. We are only cutting to you for reaction shots at that point. We don't give a
Right.
damn about any of your stories anymore. We don't care about any of this stuff. So what happens? So they're flying, everything seems fine. I don't even know where it is. In the Rocky Mountains or something, there's another dude who's like, I gotta fly back to Colorado because I got a big deal tomorrow. And they make a point to say it's stormy. Like
It's
they're,
stormy. You don't look good. I don't feel good. Let's go. I never
It's-
trust people in private planes.
I was talking to somebody about this. Never fly with somebody who flying is a hobby.
Yeah.
I want this to be your life's goddamn work if I'm getting on the plane with you, okay? I'm not going to end up like John Denver in the Monterey Bay. No thanks. I'm out.
I used to work at Macy's at one point when I was living in the Bay Area, and the dude in the men's suit section he was always like, "Hey, one of these weekends, I've got a plane. We're gonna fly up, and we can fly up to Humboldt. We can go do this." I'm like, "Well, I'm living with my boyfriend, but." I was like, if you got a plane, why are you selling suits at Macy's?
Fair. That's a fair question.
I was
Erin
like,
was
okay,
fighting him
bro.
off with a stick, I guess. She's like,
Dude,
hey.
It was the no makeup and hairy legs that gets them every time.
Every goddamn time. No question. But so the dude is flying, everything seems fine, and then suddenly I have a heart attack at 30,000 feet. Now, they do have radar, right?
Yes.
So the idea, literally you hear the air traffic controller going okay, we got this plane here, we got this plane here, everything's cool. Where was the air traffic controller going, oh shit, that plane? Coming right at you.
He was clearly in Newark running that shit over there because I said the same thing. They're literally complaining on the news right now that they're using the same fucking radar as then.
That's true.
So, do planes just magically appear? They just don't track little Cessnas and such.
I know. It's the Phantom biplane from Scooby-Doo or some shit.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Yeah, where are you? Crashing into a 747, apparently.
I mean, and by the grace of God.
Shouldn't that have taken that whole fucking plane down?
I was just going to say that.
That should have been the shortest movie ever. They're like, boop. They've landed in the mountains of Salt Lake, and Karen Black is already cannibalizing Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
That would have been the shit. That would have been Alive 2.
Alive 2. It's Karen Black. That's the title.
100%. Mid-air collision. And what happens is, I don't know how they did this. I mean, it must have been pretty some fancy flying because, and I gotta say, in this movie, it's all that kind of projection screen bullshit that they did back in the day, where they'd be sitting in the set. Oh, we're in the cockpit, and then they'd set up a screen and project some shit on the screen. And so you see the plane suddenly coming right at them. Oh my God! So there's a hole about, 2 feet diameter in the side of the thing, in the side of the cockpit. Co-pilot zipped right out. Eric Estrada, some shit fell on him. He's dead. Ephraim Zimbalist.
Co-pilot, literally, you skip by that. That was literally the best thing of the whole movie, where it was like a dude made out of rags and cardboard clumsily yanked through the window. It was the
100%.
shittiest.
100%.
It was so shitty. It was beautiful. It was marvelous.
It was goddamn brilliant. Because you're right. It was like, what is this thing? A scarecrow? What is happening? What happened to the co-pilot? First of all, if that's what you're looking like, we need to go to the hospital anyway, right? Regardless of some midair collision.
They weren't making it anyway. Sorry, bro.
They weren't making it anyway. Luckily, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. I'm going to keep saying his name. Not to be confused with Ephraim Zimbalist Sr., obviously.
No. But it does kind of sound badass, though. It is a badass sounding name.
He, of course, blind. He's now blind after the collision. He reaches up, hits the autopilot. Thank goodness for that, or that would have been also the shortest movie in the history of the world. And Karen Black shows up. I don't think, like, to the people in back, it was like turbulence or some shit. It was a mid-air collision.
Yeah.
A freaking Cessna crashed into the side of the cockpit.
A bomb full of gasoline crashed into another bomb of gasoline.
100%.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Back me up there, brother.
No, you're absolutely correct. It was like you were hit by a rocket, essentially. Let's be honest. Anywho, she's at the wheel because she's been on planes, so she knows a little bit about the shit. And she's talking to them. They're like, okay, well, like, you know, we're going to try to land in Salt Lake City. But, of course, there's mountains everywhere. So it's not easy. So they basically put her on a direct collision course with a mountain. Right?
I was confused. We're just going to let her fly that way for a while. Why don't you just get her up to the correct altitude?
These
and
are
leave it at
questions.
That. But yes. my other question is, how high do we need to be? Because this plane is no longer pressurized. At what point do the masts start dropping?
Right.
And I got to imagine they're all freezing.
Yes. So these are important questions. We don't know the answer. Like, how fly? Like, look, if they would have said, if George Kennedy and Chuck Heston would have been like, hey, we really need to raise it, but we need to wait because of pressure, because of temperature. Give me something. It's a one sentence throwaway where you're just like, look, honey, we're going to leave you at 18,000 feet because of the pressurization issue. We don't want you to pass out. Okay, baby. Give me something, right? Instead, I'm constantly going, when communication goes out, why the hell did they just send her literally crashing into a mountain? These are questions I don't know the answer to.
Well, the other thing is, basically the way they described flying the plane, it sounds like an idiot fly the plane.
Correct. Turn, baby.
Have it between this speed and this speed. Turn right, turn left. Gotcha.
Like, literally, they're like, there's a dial there. Turn that a little bit to the right. Okay.
I don't know what the rest of the equipment is unnecessary.
Clearly.
Because as long as your little plane is level and your altitude and your speed are correct, boom. The rest is just all make-believe.
So, the people in the back are kind of like, is everything cool? There's a little turbulence. Well, we did have a mid-air collision, and all the pilots are dead. But rest assured, Karen Black with her one Jimmy eye is now behind the wheel, right?
She's got one Jimmy eye straight ahead and one Jimmy eye looking at the instruments on the other wall.
She's like a chameleon, right? Where one eye is looking here and they're looking there. Look,
perfect.
They would not have allowed her to fly. Because if she went in there 2 years prior and was like, I'm going to take lessons, they would have said, ma'am, your eye is too crazy. We cannot trust you behind the wheel.
It's the eyes of Laura Mars. It's a preview.
It's a preview.
Can't do it.
No can do. So, that being said, now they're like, okay, don't worry, honey. We're going to get the experts. You notice I keep calling her honey and baby because that's how they constantly talk to her. I don't even know what her name is. Is her name Honey Baby? Perhaps it is.
That's her name. First at last.
That's it, Honey Baby. So later, while the plane's in autopilot, she's doing a little housekeeping, pulling the bulkhead, some shit.
She's yanking shit off the wall. Some of that shit was still attached, like wires, which is why you don't need any of that shit to fly the plane. If you can just yank it out the window, why don't you just pitch it through the hole?
Might as well. You might as well.
As well.
Because she's a bumbling fool, she promptly drops it on the radio and causes it to short out.
God. That was a tragedy.
Right? So they're like, what the hell?
I was like, really? Phasmataz. Maybe we should. Can we pull in that other chick? She looks like she's doing less damage.
Karen, go
Does
back.
it have to be Karen? Go back, Karen, and get a man, because this is a man's job.
Get
clearly.
anybody. Get anybody. Go back, serve
Go
drinks.
get Helen ready and get her working.
She couldn't do it. Get Linda Blair up here. Okay, at this stage of the game, they couldn't do any worse.
She'll channel the Dark Lord, and he will land the plane.
Captain Howdy, 100%. Oh, sweet Jesus. So they come up with a plan. They literally have, at one point, they're like, oh shit, we're about to crash into the mountain. I've shorted out the radio, so I don't know what to do. Let's go wake up Ephraim Zimbalist from his coma with a massive head wound and say, hey, whoa, hey, any advice, big guy?
He doesn't have a head wound. He has eyeball wounds. And let me ask you this question.
Please.
What are the odds that the government is really going to send a dude in a helicopter to crawl through a crack in your plane? Or that they're just going to monitor you till you finally meet your maker in a fiery crash?
Just send him right into the Rockies.
100%. Yeah, 100% to the fiery crash. And interesting fact, I didn't realize that helicopters were as fast as a jumbo jet.
Well, they were flying slowly. They were only going 180 miles an hour. So that's something. But on your previous point, when the median age of the
so
people
that
in the back,
giant plane can stay in the air at the speed that some people race cars and keep that beast up?
Are you asking me? We can do some Googling because I have no idea to answer your question.
Keep talking.
But my point being is that when the median age of the people in the back is 94, might as well just put them into the side of the mountain at that stage of the game, right? Rather than have Admiral Nelson come down and try to parachute into the side of the goddamn plane. That was a nightmare. What were they thinking? Go ahead, Aaron. What have you discovered?
All right. They can fly as low as 150, which is called a stall speed.
Ooh.
The minimum for it says the actual takeoff speed, which is the minimum speed required to lift off, is 184.
Okay. Well, there you go. All answers.
But shocking.
Shocking indeed. We didn't even talk about how the guy who died crashing into the side of the 747, his widow is tracked down by local news celebrity Larry Storch.
Larry Storch! I was like, oh my God. And do you see how short he is compared to Heston?
He's basically Chaka.
He's basically one of the Stooges. He's one of the lesser Fine brothers.
Correct. He's part chimpanzee. He was a little kind of loping character that served no purpose. They're like, we do not have an extra seat for Larry Storch, so we're putting him on the ground.
Dude, we need Storch in this.
Yes.
I wonder if this got him in the gig, the Ghostbusters. Remember the Saturday morning show?
We've talked about it
Spencer,
before.
Tracy, and Kong.
I only know Larry Storch from F Troop. For some reason, F Troop was on TV on Sunday afternoons when I got home from church.
As soon as we're done filming, I'll send you the opening song for the Ghostbusters. Long before Ghostbusters.
Hey, let me tell you a story.
Sid and Marty Krofft, baby.
Okay, let me tell you the story. So when the movie Ghostbusters with Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray came out, they had to license the name from this Saturday morning live action Sid and Marty Krofft show. Okay?
Yes.
Then that show became a huge success. So Filmation was like, we're going to do some kind of asylum bullshit where we kind of like say, hey, here's the Ghostbusters. But it was based upon the original Sid and Marty Krofft where there's a gorilla and there's Forrest Tucker and Larry Storch.
Yes.
Right. It makes no sense. People are like, wait a minute, that's not Venkman. Where's he gone? Yeah, it's a horror
The
story.
original Ghostbusters. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, the 70s was all about having a gorilla. There need to be a
100%.
chimpanzee, Lancelot Link's a secret chimp, or a gorilla.
The thing about a gorilla, you got to have a gorilla because they're relatively man-sized. If you have like a chimpanzee, it gets a little tricky because they're a little on the smaller size. Unless you're doing a Cornelius
one was
thing.
an actual chimpanzee. The other one was just a dude in a monkey suit.
Correct. With a
As
hat.
they were not having Larry Storch next to a silverback who would eat him for lunch.
I would tune in if they did that, though. Let me tell you.
Remember they used to have on YouTube, there would be versus Darth Vader versus.
Yep.
You could have
Larry
Silverback
Storch
versus Storch.
Storch. Oh, sweet Jesus. So, okay. Charlton Heston and George Kennedy, they call the Air Force, and they're like, we're all going to get on a jet copter, is what they call it. We're going to follow the 747, and we're going to drop an Air Force pilot on a tether, and he's going to climb in the hole in the side of the thing and take command. Okay, sounds good. And he's hanging down there at 180 miles an hour, at least, right? And he's kind of trying to climb into the hole. Karen Black is, I guess, helping. Who's to say? Pushing him a little bit.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? And then you see like a jagged piece of metal going towards this never before referenced little like a pole or a chute or some goddamn thing. Gets stuck on that. And then that pilot falls to his death. Ah! He's dead. Meanwhile, heretofore never mentioned before, they're like, oh shit, and the wing is leaking gasoline. Why is the wing leaking?
It's gonna fold, like the wing is, like the chicken wing's gonna come off.
They're like, whoa, what's going on? It almost seemed like just coincidentally. Poor engineering. Who's to say why the wing is jacked? And they keep referencing it.
Eric Estrada, when his body ripped through there, maybe.
And even then, Charlton Heston kept saying, we're fine. We have a ton of fuel. Don't even worry about it. I don't know why we're even mentioning it. Then why
That's right. Sit down, sir. We know.
Get him the hell out of here, baby. Yeah, there's those moments. That's later. After
By the way, I did look up how fast were the fastest helicopters in 1975. Over 200.
Yeah, they have the Apaches that could go mighty fast, but it does seem strange when you see a helicopter beating the 747. No question. So Charlton Heston is now like, of course, Rando Joe is not going to save the day. Why am I on this helicopter?
Just to die.
And George Kennedy's like, you can't do this. His name's Al Murdoch. You can't do this, Al. What are you doing? You should just let my wife and child die.
That's right. That's how God willed it. Why do you think I put him on this plane?
Right? So Charlton makes it on board, climbs in the hole, he's like, damn it, everything is pretty much destroyed.
You're skipping the part. So
Please.
Both of the time these bodies are coming through, and I think they were reusing the film, by the way.
Right. Yes.
Because you'll see a close-up and she'll be grabbing for one part of the body, then they'll pull back, and that part of the body's not even anywhere near. He's still like outside. She's grabbing legs that are clearly inside. The next shot is just an arm outside. It made no fucking sense. They stitched together a bunch of bullshit.
Because it looked like they actually had, they actually filmed an actor, or not a stuntman,
hanging from a string.
Right, actually doing some of this shit. But there are often times where it's just
I mean, clearly not from a helicopter.
Right.
But on a string, pretending it's difficult to get into a giant hole. I think it's impossible while you're tethered, because you're not going to be perfectly still. You're in a fucking helicopter.
Correct. One of them is being piloted by Karen Black with a Jimmy eye. So you're lucky you're anywhere near it. At that
with a Jimmy leg.
With the Jimmy leg. He gets through and his hands are all bloody. She's like, oh my God. He's like, it's okay, baby. Baby, you got a tissue or something? I should be fine. What are we talking about? And at that point, everything.
Wasn't he wearing fucking gloves?
He was!
Yes, he was. So
Yes.
what the hell is that all about?
Unclear. So they have to make an emergency landing in Salt Lake City. He says, I can't even tell if the landing gear is going to come down or if it's going to lock or what the hell's going to happen.
Who gives a shit?
that
Planes
point-
land without their landing gear. That's the least dangerous of all the scenarios you've already rushed through.
Correct. But the point being is that in kind of classic romantic, cinema.
Yeah, it was so romantic. This is really a
beginning-
love story at its
The
heart.
beginning of the movie, Charlton Heston was like, honey, we're just a booty call. What are we getting serious conversation? But by the end, he's like, I love you, baby. See?
He was
So
just
comes
telling her
around.
that to keep her sweet.
He's like, maybe we can hit the
You notice she
Holiday
did
Inn.
not say, I love you too.
Right. She's like, deuces.
She did not respond.
I'm out. I need you to come rescue me.
She's
but
like, you
now-
son of a bitch, get over here and save me, you asshole.
you asshole. Okay. So then they land, but again, the brakes aren't working, but who gives a shit? It's all fine. Even the little Linda Blair, they're whisking her off. If she could
That's
just
right.
go to any hospital, then just do it in frickin' DC. They have hospitals there.
Right?
Right?
Only Salt Lake can put the thing from the cooler into her body. This is f***ing ridiculous.
I don't think we actually saw a cooler. Here's your kidney. We kept it in this igloo cooler.
I put it in a pickle jar. It's waiting for you.
It's flopping around. Sweet Jesus. Anything else from Airport 1975?
Well, I did miss Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I kept waiting for him to roll in.
Absolutely. Although, in a uncredited cameo, future Super Bowl winning quarterback Jim Plunkett was in the back. They said, "Hey,
Oh,
Jim, how's it going?"
I met Jim Plunkett. He seemed very nice.
Well, there you go. He was in this. In
He
this,
was in the 49ers, wasn't he?
he was a Raider. He won.
Well, then I never met him.
In that case, he won 2 Super Bowls with the
I
Raiders.
met this 49er dude.
Oh,
Steve
gosh.
Young came one year, and then
Joe
some
Montana,
other dude.
perhaps.
It was
Yeah.
not Joe Montana.
Very different.
And they only said Steve Young because nobody knew who Steve Young was at the time.
Very upsetting. Anyway,
One day I'll remember who the other dude is.
we'll take your time. Let's go behind the scenes, shall we?
Let's go. Did they
sh-
actually have sex on the set?
Yes, multiple times.
As a matter of fact.
In his book journal, The Actor's Life, Charlton Heston relates that he began working on this movie only 15 hours after he finished the final shot of Earthquake, 1974.
Of course.
Earthquake! God damn it. Look at these
I don't think I saw that.
I saw a little bit of it. It's got like Jim Brown or somebody's in it. Lauren Green goes through a window. It's a whole thing.
Lauren Green, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Was Haas and Little Joe there flying through the plane too?
If only. Gloria Swanson wrote all of her own dialogue.
Imagine that.
I know. She explained.
Did you notice how wide the seats are on the plane? It was like everybody, even in coach, was in a lazy boy recliner.
Oh God!
I was like, I want that plane.
We didn't even mention this. So Gloria Swanson is there, and she's got like the manuscript of her memoirs or whatever, and she's got her assistant. The assistant is Linda Harrison, who played the the Planet of the Apes native woman that Charlton.
Oh,
Heston
it's all
takes as
apes
his
all
wife.
the time.
It's
Apes in the
all-
air.
It was
Apes
all
in the
apes.
air. That's the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, Gloria Swanson said that reason why she hadn't done a movie in 22 years is that she was holding out for a picture I could take my grandchildren to and see something exciting and contemporary without senseless violence. So she chose Airport 1975. Wow.
Yeah. That doesn't sound right.
It does not.
But I knew who she was without knowing what she was. When she started yammering about Cecil B. DeMille, I was like, oh my God, that's Gloria Swanson.
Right? Charlton Heston was somewhat reluctant to do this film so soon after doing Skyjacked in 1972. Another movie where he played an airline pilot.
I do remember there was a lot of jacking in the 70s. Everybody wanted to take over planes and fly to Cuba or South America or some bullshit.
There was a lot of jacking in the 70s. That's true, from what I've heard.
It's true. It was the thing.
Early in the movie, Gloria Swanson's PA refers to the autobiography the actress just finished writing, and asked her to provide names of two actresses who didn't cave in to the studios under pressure. And she said, "That's easy. Carol Lombard and Grace Moore, who ironically both died in airplane crashes in the 1940s."
Ooh.
Coincidence?
I have never heard of Grace Moore.
No, she was like a soprano. Originally, Gloria Swanson's role was supposed to go to Greta Garbo, but she said, "Hell to the no. I'm out."
Yeah.
Let's see. Parodied heavily in Airplane. Yeah, no shit.
Should I just go ahead and say that I've never actually seen Airplane all the way through? I've only seen clips.
I can't even respond.
I just don't feel like it's my taste.
It is your jam. You don't like comedy? You don't like good times?
I don't like funny times. I don't like laughing. I hate joy, puppies, snow, and children.
That's true. This movie was satirized in the Carol Burnett Show, with Carol playing the Karen Black stewardess role and Carl Reiner in the Charlton Heston pilot role. And
Carol Burnett is a fucking genius. That's all there is. That was one of the funniest shows I remember as a kid.
Reiner has the classic line when he complains to Burnett, "Just once, can't you say I love you instead of welcome aboard?" Good stuff. Okay. Let's talk about the cast and crew, shall we? This was directed by Jack Smite. You know him, don't you? He was famous for directing The Illustrated Man in 1969.
Oh, Ray Bradbury with what the his name is. Poor Judd is dead. A candle lights his head.
I don't know what the hell you're saying right
That's
now.
from Oklahoma.
Okay,
He played
Curly.
Judd. Poor Judd Fry is dead.
Okay.
What's his name?
I don't.
Come in the
no
heat of
idea
the night. The movie.
I don't know.
What the?
You
Rod
can Google-
Steiger.
Okay. Good stuff.
Come on. Watch a movie or something that doesn't have a car chase.
No promises. He directed one episode of Alcoa Theater in 1958.
Wow.
He directed Harper, which I believe is a Paul Newman movie. Is that right? Yeah, 1966.
Okay, I know.
And Airport 1975. Ironically, in 1974.
Ah. And then retired, or?
And then gave up his career. Oh, good Lord. Charlton Heston played Alan Murdoch. You know him from such things as Ben-Hur in 1959, The Ten Commandments, 1956, The Omega
I do enjoy
Man.
the Ten Commandments. Who is this Moses?
He was in Omega Man in 1971 and Soylent
Love
Green
Omega
in
Man.
1973.
Yeah, Soylent Green, love it. Classics.
Karen Black played Nancy Pryor, not Honey Baby. You know her from Five Easy Pieces in 1970,
Yeah.
The Great Gatsby in 1974,
Keep going.
Nashville in 1975.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Wasn't that Faye Dunaway?
I thought she was in it too.
Oh, maybe.
Keep talking.
And House of a Thousand Corpses in 2003.
Oh, God.
How about that? Let's see. George Kennedy played Joe Petroni. I could be here for the next 3 hours going through all these cast members. But George Kennedy, you know him from Cool Hand Luke in 1967, Airport 1970, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot in 1974, Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear in 1991. How about
Karen
that?
Black was not in Bonnie and Clyde. I must have been having a mini stroke.
Let's see. Linda Blair played Janice Abbott. You know her from such things as The Exorcist, The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, Savage Island in 1985, and Savage Streets in 1984. She kind of started to do kind of some Cinemax stuff back in the late 80s. She had to pay them bills.
Skinamax.
Let's see. Helen Reddy played Sister Ruth. You know, oh, she died. Did you know that Helen Reddy died in 2020? Good grief.
I don't think I knew that.
She was in Pete's Dragon in 1977, Airport 1975, The Perfect Host in 2010, and Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in 1970.
Which I never saw. I don't understand why they wanted to ruin all those good Beatles songs.
Well, these are important questions we may never know the answers to.
Well, maybe so.
Let's see.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. Anybody else you want to know? Larry Storch. You want to know about him?
Yes, go for the storage. What
knows.
did you mean? It should have been just Karen Black and Larry Storch.
Larry Storch died in 2022 at the age of 99.
Too soon.
Too soon. You know him from The Great Race in 1965. He was in 65 episodes of F Troop, starring as Corporal Randolph Agarn. He was in Airport 1975 and something called Without Warning in 1980, playing Scoutmaster.
What? Why did they not mention the Ghostbusters?
I wonder why. That's all. I don't even see Eric Estrada in here, which is offending me, frankly. Was he uncredited in this? Very upsetting. Okay. Shall we talk about the ratings?
I just want to go back to Karen Black because you skipped Burn Offerings, Alfred Hitchcock's Family Plot, and the all-time classic, Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean.
And Trilogy of Terror.
Oh my God.
What is going on?
It's so good.
Rotten Tomatoes currently has Airport 1975 at 30% rotten. Do you know what the audience gave it?
I mean, here's the hook. Which audience? A 1975 audience, current audience, right?
Unclear.
Current audience is going to give it like a 42%.
38.
Okay. I knew it was going to be up. But because I like this because it is a slice of life, and it was like all these celebrities were not necessarily, when we were young, were not a thing. There were already has-beens then.
Oh, absolutely.
We only know who they are from old reruns of TV shows from our parents would have watched it when they were young.
Well, they would pop up on like Fantasy Island and The Love Boat from time to time.
But that was the same kind of a thing where it's all these, we're going to take all these celebrities, and instead of throwing them on a plane and having them crash into a mountain, we're going to throw them on an island to have a fantasy, or put them on a Princess cruise ship where hijinks ensues.
100%.
Same plan.
There are two top critics for this movie.
Go.
From The New Yorker, we've got Pauline Kael.
All right, Kael.
She's real. She says, Airport 1975 is processed schlock, and it's really beneath the level at which movie criticism might serve a function. One might almost think it was conceived as a campy joke.
Yes, I would say it's super campy. It's overly dramatic, even for the time. Like once again, like, we're not going to give a about these people unless they're famous celebrities, a little girl dying, and a nun. Right. If they were just people traveling on business with families in 1970s America, we got Vietnam. We don't give a shit about these people. Why were there no Nam vets?
Because they're still in Nam, I think, at this point.
I don't even know how accurate that is.
Chicago Sun-Times, Roger Ebert says...
Roger's not going to like this.
Airport in 1975 is good, exciting, corny escapism, and the kind of movie you would not want to watch as an in-flight film. 2.5 out of 4.
I gotta say, it's a perfectly fun movie to watch with your family.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
goofy, it's of its time. I mean, it may seem slow compared to all the shit we got going on now, but it's definitely a slice of a different time. It's historical.
No question. No question. Let's now refer to our in-flight critic, the Stepford Rex Reed.
Stepford Rex Reed, let's do it.
He's got something to say. Airport 1975 is a mile-high melodrama where Charlton Heston growls, stewardesses scream, and the real turbulence is the script, which crash lands long before the plane ever does. Boom.
Ba-bum bump.
Thank you.
We need to come up with also have ChatGPT give us a Rex Reed voice to read it to us.
There's a way you can do that, but I'm afraid of getting sued. So who's to say? So good times. What is your rating?
I think you get that cease and desist order first. It doesn't go straight into the lawsuit. So I say play with it.
Okay, fair enough.
I am gonna. It's a nostalgia piece. I'm gonna give it 3.75 out of 5.
Look at you!
Says, check it. I like a little bit of 70s schlock. I'd watch this over fucking Speed any day. We call it slow.
Honestly, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. I think you liked it more than me. Well, the problem is we're talking about a lot of wackiness, but there's a lot of just, we're flying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot
what I said, for some people, it might seem very slow. You're a part of those some people.
Clearly. Look, I mean, this seems like a match made in heaven. We got Charles.
Yes!
Heston, we got
what are you talking about, bro?
We got Helen Reddy, Linda Blair, Eric Estrada. You think I'd be first in line.
However, I did.
It's it's a little slow. It's a little slow. And sometimes the wackiest parts aren't wacky enough, in my opinion. So such is life. Any last thoughts of Airport 1975?
None.
So, thank you very much. Go to our pages across social media. We're on Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram. We're on TikTok. You can email us, the podcast that wouldn't die, at Gmail. We're on YouTube. You can watch our smiling, beautiful faces if you'd like. Check us out anytime. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I'm just going to tell you I'm on the gram. Well, I do run our TikTok too, but that's not mine. Instagram, the cult of Aaron. Join the cult.
Good.
Artsy, first dibs. Buy some art.
Buy some GD art. Okay, I think we should do a whole airport retrospective. How about that?
You want to do a retrospective of a show that you barely liked? That sounds great.
Correct.
That sounds fucking amazing.
As you know, we like to include our friends' thoughts and feelings across the internet. So I'm going to kick it to Aaron. What are they saying?
Dude, this is in regard to our Throwback Thursday of Idle Hands.
Yep.
Richard Roberts, no one else is going to say it, so I will. The sex scene in the car was pretty hot. Mercedes CEO posted 1,000 smiley laughing faces, and I've seen this before. Zilla Lover 39, the cast is full of just the most random people who you thought would never ever be in a movie together. I love it.
Fair enough. Right. That sex scene was pretty hot, if I'm being honest.
Honestly, I don't even remember it.
Two
Tell me.
random characters. There was Chesty LaRue, and it was like fake dead hand on her boob. There you go. Very erotic. Next week we are going science fiction. So I guess it's sci-fi horror with the Vin Diesel masterpiece, Pitch Black.
I think
Pitch
this is
Black.
when, ladies and some men, this is when Vin Diesel came onto our radar, and we would like a little more of that.
Did you say Vin Diesel? What's that?
You're gonna get a Vin Diesel in a minute. Vin Diesel.
I saw this movie not knowing who Vin Diesel was.
No,
I
I
had
just
no
saw
idea.
it. I think I reddit it or something, and I was like, I liked it. It was a cool stylized kind of.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
good. I liked it. I haven't seen it in a little while, but I'm gonna have to check it out. Recheck it out, I should say. Now, if
Yeah.
you want to watch Pitch Black with us, how do you do that?
How do you do that? Because I haven't seen it since the '90s, so I may have to freshen this up a bit.
You might have to freshen it up. Here's the issue: nowhere free.
Oh,
Yep. So if you want to watch it, you can pay $3.79 on Prime, $3.99 on Apple TV, on YouTube, on Fandango at home, or Spectrum, $3.99. Yeah, it's a sad situation.
it
So
feels too much. I
it's-
feel violated, Jeff Bezos.
the good thing is I already own it, so I can just dive back into the waters for free. So, send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. And if there's a sex scene that you found really hot, let us know. 100%.
Put it out on the Ticker Talker.
Just throw it out there. So just slide right into Erin's DMs and let her know all about it. So, thank you very much. And be well.
Be well. Adios.